I got a little time today to give you some good nuggets. Don't forget, if you're watching this video lately, you can support me on the Cash App. I am Carceno on the Cash App. Carceno. For everyone else who's in here live, welcome. Let's get into it, shall we? Ah, cha 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 cha. You guys have heard the word the glass ceiling. Right? Oh, the glass ceiling. Oh, the glass ceiling this. Oh, the glass ceiling that. The business world. The glass ceiling. The invisible wall in which you can never get across because they're out to destroy you. The glass ceiling effect. A gender or a racial difference that is not explained by the other job relevance, such as performance based or basically characteristics of an employee. Which means basically racial minorities or women. Difference in equality is what the glass ceiling is supposed to rectify. But now, in today's time, it just means women. Hello, everyone. The super chat button is working for those here in live, just to let you know. Now, as we move forward, let's talk about that glass ceiling. For Asians, Asian men and Asian women, and I mean Indian Asian. In India, Asian women and Asian men, the man makes about 30% to 40% differential in the pay. 30 to 40%. In the 1980s, it was that way. About a 30 to 40% differential. In 2019, that differential is at 36%. So slightly an improvement there. 4% differential. Now, Asians, meaning um, from like China, Philippines, Japanese, in the Asian market, the gap in the 1980s was almost staggering, almost at like 47% range. Now, in today's 2019, that range has dropped. Okay, that range is at 41% differential. Y'all don't look at 7% as a big number, but when you're talking about a mass of people, it's a mass of people. Now, when it comes to Hispanics, male and women, in 1980, the pay differential was at 17 to 19% differential, which is pretty close. And in 2019, from Hispanic males and Hispanic females, it's like, okay, 13.4. 13.4. Okay? 13.4, so it's made some improvement as far as men and women. All right? Let's go to Caucasian male. Caucasian male, the pay differential was 27% in the 80s. It is now in 2019 22%. Okay? From male to female. Now, African Americans. African American men in the 80s, 11.3% higher than the women in 1980. 2019, it is down to 5.8%. So 5.8% of African American men are making more than African American women. 5.8%. Now, let's move forward. Let's look at it racially. All these denominations racially. And let's look at those factors. From all of the race groups, from the male perspective, the males have dropped in the African American community as far as the charts, larger than any other denomination over the last year since 1980, as far as jobs. The women in the African American community has increased in the job market to where it's almost equal to almost in the next 5 years, more African American women will dominate the large revenue field more than the African American male. We will be the lowest paid out of every race in the next 10 years on this market. The Hispanic male is closing in some parts, surpassing the African American male as far as promotions of job of salary based on the actual, annually, yearly salary. Where the Caucasian male, his salary base has not changed. The percentages have dropped a little, but nothing substantial across the board. The standard is those in the 40 to $50,000 a year range are still the same. The chart that shows the 70,000 and up is about the same percentage. And the only place they've really kind of lost it is the 30 to 40, that 25 to 30 range. A lot of people have largely increased in that department. And African Americans, the 20 to $30,000 range is where a large percentage of where African Americans are. Those who are in the 40 to $50,000 range has dropped dramatically since the 1980s. And those who are hired, that's even lower. You're not in a competition with female. You're in a competition of life as a black male. Survival. You're trying to survive. Because if a man is not able to provide for his family, he is looked on and disrespectfully looked upon or looked down upon as worthless and less respect in his own household. How can you be masculine if you can't provide for your family? So when they speak of the glass ceiling, the myth is that it's mostly for these women, which is not true nowadays. Women are having more opportunities than ever in the last 5 years for promotions, for new advancements, for coming into placements. They have treatment plans. They have actually plans for pregnant women, single mothers. They getting free college, so they get support for their rent to help them take care of the child. They get free college. While someone who doesn't have any kids and going to work, they don't have these luxuries. All they told them is make sure you have no man. So in the last 5 years, in the last 10 years, they've had these advantages. From 2007 on up has been the biggest growth for women, black and white and Hispanic, this nation has ever seen. So when you talk about the glass ceiling is for us, the black man. The black man has always faced a glass ceiling. Matter of fact, the ceiling, I don't even think it's glass, it's brick. They already are not giving you that job. They already not giving you that promotion when you walk in there. You could be more qualified, you could be more educated, it does not matter. They will always cut you off at their knees. Have to know your self-worth. Have to learn how to negotiate. If you have a job, negotiate. Learn how to negotiate your worth for the company. If they say if it's a salary base, oh, you better negotiate for a salary based job. But here's the kicker: we have to do better by ourselves. You have to do better for yourself before you could demand anything. Don't just think you can just walk in there all drilled out and you ain't ready to do the job. Okay, that's the problem. Lack of preparation that our forefathers had. They were willing to sacrifice so that the next generation could live, but with knowledge and know, get the education, get school, learn to read, learn to do these things, because these are the things that's going to help you survive in life so that the next generation can take these things and go further. Have to keep pushing the envelope. They knew that. We've lost all of this by the breaking up of the families and the households. Lack of jobs create this opportunity so they can promote the single mom to leave the husband to get money for it so that your kids can grow up in a broken stable environment. So now they're product of the streets, getting their education all over the place. There's no structure, and we all know it's not a race thing, that any family that comes from a lack of structure is a high increase of crime, violence, and everything else that comes along with it. Drug abuse, we've seen it. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, Hispanic. We saw when those conditions happen, the percentages are high. Look at Minnesota, okay? more than 50% in people in Minnesota is on welfare. And a large amount of those people are Caucasian. They have the highest welfare rate we've ever seen in this country amongst Caucasians. But they never talk about it, they never promote it, never. And those same conditions that affect all the African Americans in these minority communities is affecting them as well. They're facing drugs, prison, lack of jobs, broken households, situations because of the same conditions. So it's not a race thing. Oh no, it's not a glass. You're not gonna break through that. That ceiling is never glass. That ceiling is a brick feed with cement and everything else. And the only way you're gonna get through that is you're gonna have to work. You gotta chisel at it. But if you're not trying to break the cycle, you will be stuck in it and you will have to repeat it over and over and over again. Can't demand something if you're not prepared for it. Can't say I want this job and you're not prepared to do the job. You can't say I needed this promotion because I want the money, but you're not doing the things that's required for you to have that job and keep the money. So if someone pays you your worth, you have to prove that you're worth the pay. See, something about me. I don't lie. I don't like it. It don't fit me. Don't like the lies at all. Do you know why I don't lie? I'd rather not talk than lie. You know why I don't do these things? Because it's not worth it for me. It's completely not worth it for me. It's too much time consuming to sit around and lie. Just don't make sense. I don't see how people could do it. I mean, you create so much of a bigger mess just by doing that. Right, because then you've been and forgot the lies. You'd be like, "Oh man, what did I say?" Right, because it's not the truth. So the lies ain't gonna stick. Like I had a friend told a lie. It got debunked like 20 some years later. It didn't serve him no purpose when he told it, but people just believed him. And then 25 years later, he get that lie just dissipates. And then it made me look like, dog, that was like 20 years ago. And you told that lie and it just got broken up just like that. It didn't really mean too much, but it just went along with the character of the person. Like, yeah, that's him. Well, that's why you gotta do what you gotta do, huh? At all times. Yeah, I'm a little tired. Probably take a nap in a minute. What time is it? 5 o'clock? Yeah. About time I take a nap. All right, guys, I'm out. Don't forget to support the page. Hit the Cash App up, or everything. Y'all know my information. Um, I love that you guys stopped by. You guys could have hit the super chat button over here, but I get it.